All right, Shalom. Give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah, Kodash. Give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that teach well and rule well. And Shalom to the elect out there teaching this truth in truth and sincerity. I'm going to play a quick video. It's titled, I'm asking Jesus to give me back the birthright Esau rejected. And I'm going to give a few scripts afterwards. And the answer is no, but I'm going to let the video play.
Hello everyone, and hello God, this is Daniel Mayo. Hello Jesus, this is Daniel Mayo. I have an announcement to make that I should have been doing all this time, but I didn't know that I had to do it, so basically, here it goes. Jesus, I want my birthright back, because I'm a descendant of Esau. I am a descendant of Edomites that rejected their birthright. So I will do anything that you want me to do, that you demand me to do, to get my birthright back. Alright, Jesus? Alright, and this is a short video, okay? I'll be done now, okay? Bye.
Yeah, man, so he said he wanted his birthright back, Now let's get the story in Genesis 25, and where I want to start. I'll just start at 27. Genesis. Salakia. I'll just highlight all that. All right. Genesis chapter 25, verse 27. And it says, the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau, because he did not eat of his venison. Venison, Salaki if I said it wrong. But Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob saw a pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom, red. Verse 31, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. So Jacob, he asked Esau to sell him his birthright. And this is Esau's response. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. You see, he sold it. I'll read that again, verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. See, he sold his birthright. You know what I mean? Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. I want to go into that word birthright. Yeah.
Strong's H 1062. Bechorah. Bechorah.
Right, so it's
and the form just below that, Bechorah. Bechorah.
And it says birthright, pre primogeniture, right of the firstborn. See, the firstborn, he usually gets the blessing. You know what I mean? Just like us, they like the firstborn. They usually get like spoiled the most because it's the firstborn. Something like that. You know, I'm going to the etymology of primogeniture. It says right of succession of the firstborn. First in order of time, give birth, being the firstborn, so usually the firstborn, they get everything, you know what I mean? And so since he sold his birthright, so that means, so what was he given? What blessing was he given? Since we serve a just power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, it's a just power, And this was Esau's blessing. And it reads, Genesis 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, of the dew of heaven from above. So his blessing was the fatness of the earth, him having dominion of this earth. See, they the border of wickedness, Malachi chapter 1, verse 1, it says, the burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? See Yahweh, he's saying, I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? So, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Salakia, this thing is annoying. Salakia. Damn. This thing is annoying. Salakia. Trying to fix this real quick. Salakia. I'm gonna start at verse 2. Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yahweh. Yet I love Jacob. So he always loved Jacob over Esau. Verse 3 is, and it reads, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Let me read that again. Verse 3, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So Esau is already prophesied for them to be destroyed and burnt up, pretty much. Their heritage is laid waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Verse 4 says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate cities. See, they returned because we had them in bondage before, in the dark ages, but they've returned and they've done what? They've built the desolate cities. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. See, they're gonna build their own places like they did America, this whole world. They built it back up. And it says they shall build, but I will throw down. See, how about Hashem Yahushua is going to throw them down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. See, Yahweh, he has indignation forever for them. So he can't have his birthright back. Let's go into that word, indignation. To denounce, express indignation, be indignant, to have indignation, be indignant, be angrily indignant, to express indignation and speech, denounce, curse. I'm gonna go to etymology, but so pretty much it said curse. So let me read that again. It says the people against whom Yahweh have pretty much indignation forever, but indignation means curse forever. So he cursed the Edomites, They got the leprosy, all that. Indignation. Fury, rage, disrespect, displeasure. Man, so he disrespects y'all. He don't respect y'all. He's only for the nation of Israel. But I want to get another verse after that one. Salakia. Yeah, I'm go to Hebrews. See, that Edomite, he he was asking for his birthright back, but let's see what the scriptures say. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. See, just like this guy, that guy on that video, he wanted that repentance, but he's rejected by Yahweh, though he sought it, though they seek it desperately, they do I'll do whatever I can, whatever I can do, just so I can be accepted, But Yahweh, he's already rejected them. Their judgment is already set in stone, for what they did to us. You know what I mean? Yahweh, he has vengeance in his heart. And he's not gonna let that slide what they did to us. People say, "Oh, it happened so long ago." You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen that long ago in the eyes of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. He's coming back for vengeance for that. This is Isaiah 34:8. It says, "For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion." See, Zion, that's us, Israel, the so-called Black Spaniards and Native Americans. And the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. So they're going to have to pay for what they did to Zion, what they did to Israel, what they did to Jacob. Let me get one in the law, something in the law real quick. Deuteronomy 32:7. Yeah. Deuteronomy 32:7, it says, "Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee." See, it says, remember the days of old. Days of slavery. We're supposed to remember that. You know what I mean? I want to get Romans. Nah, before I get that, I want to get, I think it's Galatians. Nah. Because I was talking about Abraham, Isaac. Yeah, I can get this. This is Galatians chapter 4, verse 22. It says, "For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by the bondmaid, the other by a free woman." See the Haggries. That was the bondmaid. Her and Abraham, they had a child together, and they had Ishmael. And the other by a free woman. That free woman was Sarah, and yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. Verse 23 it says, but he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh. See, Ishmael, he's born after the flesh. He's not part of that promise. He's not part of that chosen seed. He's born after the flesh, and being born after the flesh, being carnal, pretty much that's against Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you know. And it says, but he of the free woman was by a promise. You see, that promise is that kingdom, you know what I mean? That chosen seed. And that free woman was Sarah. And Sarah had what? She had Isaac. You know? But this one, well, I think it's more at the bottom. Yeah. But jump down to verse 27. It says, for it is written, rejoice, thou barren that bearest not. Break forth and cry, thou that travailest not. For the desolate hath many more children than she which hath an husband. Now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise. See, Isaac, that was the child who had the promise. So Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, he's always, even from the beginning, he chose who he wanted to deal with. Before Esau and Jacob and Esau, he picked it. It was another people that was chosen before that. He rejected the Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabs. He rejected them and gave the promise to Isaac. And from Isaac, he had Jacob and Esau. And out of those two people, he rejected the so-called white man, and continued to seed and promise with the Israelites, so-called black Spaniards and Native Americans. And he chose Jacob. Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. It says, verse 28, says, now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise. But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit, even so it is now. You see, that's why all these nations, like this pretty really so-called white man, the Edomites, they still persecute us today. You know why? Because they born after the flesh, and they mad because we born after the spirit. We spiritual and they're carnal. They brainwash us. They really brainwashed us into that carnal mentality, and now what happened? We got our own people against our own people. We got blacks, we killing each other. Hispanics, they killing the blacks. They don't like the blacks. Same with the Native American. The evil eye towards your brethren, because we picked up traits from Esau. See, but yeah, I'm gonna just finish it off. It says, nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman. See, being that hair, being joint hairs with a Mashiach, with ultimately Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Salakia for that. Joint hairs with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And it says, shall not be heir with the son of the free woman, which is Isaac. So then, brethren, we are not children of the bondwoman, but of the free. See, we're children of the Spirit, free. Let me get Romans. Yeah, this is just another precept from what I just said. Romans chapter 9, verse 7. It says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. See, in Isaac, that's where the seed is called, from Isaac. And from Isaac to Jacob. You know what I mean? Romans 9, verse 11. It reads, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. So it was not of works. He didn't do anything. It was just who Yahweh, who he wanted. He's the one who's in control. So whatever he wants to do. You know what I mean? Verse 12, it says, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. You see, the elder, that was Esau. He's going to serve the younger because he's going to be in slavery. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. I'm going to just read verse 14 and 15. It says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God because he did that? Because he hated Esau and loved Jacob? It says, God forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. See, this is basic stuff that you learn when you first come to being an Israelite. You know what I mean? This is basic. This is the basics. The milk. That perpetual hatred. That's what Yahweh has towards the so-called white man, these other nations, but really the so-called white man. I'm gonna go to Isaac. Salakia. Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 1. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. Salakia. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. He wasn't robbed. He wasn't robbed of the birthright. He gave it up freely. We never spoiled them. And it says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealeth treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. Like Christopher Columbus, he came over here with the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, and what? He dealt treacherously with them, and we was trying to help them out. So woe to them. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. When they want to stop spoiling, we going to spoil them. And when thou make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. So when they want to stop dealing treacherously with us, when they bow down and when Hamashiach Yahushua makes his return, we're gonna start to deal treacherously with thee. Verse 2 says, O Lord, be gracious unto us. We have waited for thee. See, we wait for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua for this. It says, be thou arm every morning, our salvation also in the time of trouble. See that time of trouble? We got to go through that hour of temptation, the mark of the beast. We got to go through the Jacob's trouble. He's going to be our arm. He's going to be for us. He's going to be our arm for salvation. Let's see if there's any more on that. I'm just going to get a quick precept. Yahweh, he's not going to have no mercy on these Edomites, man. Don't kid yourself. I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, Psalms chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Right. See, I'm going to read verse 8 again. It says, O daughter of Babylon, talk about these Edomites, who are to be destroyed. See, y'all are to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that awardeth thee as thou hast served us. Same thing you've done to us is going to become right back to you. Verse 9 says, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone. So we're going to take y'all babies and dash them against the stone in righteous judgment, and we're going to be happy for doing it. That's thus saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. It says, happy shall he be. That's us. Happy shall we be. So you can't get your birthright back. You was rejected. And that's just how the cookie crumbles for so-called white man, Edom, Esau. Go to second address 3. I'm gonna start at 13. Second Ezra chapter 3 verse 13, it says, now when they live so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. So after the flood, we were still living wickedly, but God, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, they saw something, and he chose Abraham. Read verse 13 again. It says, now when they live so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among thee, whose name was Abraham. See, this is just another thing that he chooses us. We don't choose him. He chooses us. You know what I'm saying? Whose name was Abraham, whom thou lovest, and unto him only thou showedest thy will. In verse 15 it says, and madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed. And what seed wasn't forsaken of his? Isaac. As I read before in Galatians and Romans, that the chosen seed was Isaac. You know, verse 16, and unto him thou madest Salakia. Verse 16 it says, unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. See, that's like what I was saying. Through Isaac, it says, never forsake his seed. The promising him that, verse 15 says, towards the end, it says, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed. Let's talk about Abraham's seed, which was Isaac. So he chose Isaac's seed. He chose the seed of Isaac through Abraham. And we read verse 16 again. It says, and unto him thou gavest Isaac. Okay. And unto Isaac thou gavest Jacob and Esau. Okay, so from Isaac, he gave Isaac, Jacob, and Esau. And it reads, as for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau. See, he chose Jacob. It says, let me read it again. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee. So he chose Jacob and put by Esau. So he put by Esau, tossed him to the side. And so Jacob became a great multitude. See? And that word Jacob, it simply means Israel, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And it says, Genesis 28 and 32, verse 28, and he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. So you read the prince of power. Jacob means Israel. See, but this is going to all make sense to the elect. This is not for everybody. It's going to all make sense to the elect. And I'm going to get one more script and I'm going to close out, Lord willing. And this is Ecclesiasticus 33 and verse 10. Ecclesiasticus 33 and verse 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord hath divided them, and made their ways diverse. See, all men, they was created from Adam, and the Lord divided them and made their ways diverse. So some are different from others. Some of them hath he blessed and exalted. And some of them he sanctified and set near himself. See, that's talking about us, Israel, his elect. He's blessed us. We was given the promises, the covenants, the adoption. See, that adoption, that goes that's back in Galatians, if I'm not mistaken. Salakia. Salakia, I'm looking it up real quick. I'm just precept that real quick in Galatians. Galatians 4. I'm just start at verse 1. Now I say, Now I say that the hair, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all, but is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father. Even so we, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world. But when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth his Son, made of a woman made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. See that adoption. See, we was to receive that adoption from Mashiach Yahushua when he died for us. You know. We'll jump down to verse 7. It says, Galatians chapter 4 and verse 7 says, wherefore thou art no more a servant, but a son. And if a son, then an heir of God through Hamashiach. See, we're a heir of Yahweh through Hamashiach. You know, the elect, you know, because we're going to be governors in the kingdom. You know, Lord willing, I'm part of that number. You know, let me just precept that real quick. Then I'm going to go back to Ecclesiasticus. I'm going to start at 29. Luke chapter 22, verse 29. And I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father have appointed unto me. See, that goes back to being that joint heir. That ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. See that? See, the kingdom is for Israel, man. Plain and simple. Back to Sirach. Yeah. Some of them have he blessed, verse 12, 33 and 12. Sirach 33 and 12, it says, some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them hath he cursed and brought low, and brought out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as liketh him best. You see, so who did Yahweh render to like him to his best? Israel. You know. Verse 14. Good is set against evil, and evil, Salakia, good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. You know, there's always somebody against another. You know what I mean? Jacob and Esau, the so-called white man versus the Israelites. You know, the flesh versus the spirit. You know what I mean? You know, so Esau, you was rejected, and you'll always be rejected by the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah. You know, Yahweh Shah is coming back to wreak havoc on this place. You know, coming with blood. Let me just get that in Isaiah real quick. Isaiah 34, verse 5, it says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Edom, Salakia, Idumea." You know, and let's look at that word Idumea. Salakia, I gotta wait for that. Okay. Salak, Idumea, Edom.
Strong's H 123. Edom. Edom.
Edom, you know, Edom, red, the Edomites, the descendants of Esau. Okay. Okay, so that's Idumea is the descendants of Esau. I'm gonna read verse 5 again. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment, and upon the people of my curse to judgment." You know, verse 6, "The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of the lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidney of rams. For Yahweh hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea." You see, he got a great slaughter prepared for y'all. You know, as it says, I believe it says that another one in Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah 14 and 21. It says, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities." You know, prepare slaughter for the iniquity of their fathers. You know, because a lot of Edomites, they like to say, "Oh, I didn't do it." Well, you maybe didn't do it right now in your lifetime with your body right now, but in your past life, you've done it. You know what I'm saying? And it says, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers." You know, so you got to pay for what your forefathers did. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this is another precept for y'all gonna be into slavery. Isaiah 14 and 2, it says, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place." I'm gonna start at verse 1. "For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." See? "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel," see, we gonna possess them, as it says, "and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids." See, that's what it means. You're gonna be our slaves in the kingdom. "And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were." You know, so we was captives, and we're gonna take them captives. We're going to take them captive as we were captives. You know, "and they shall rule over their oppressors." See, we being oppressed by the so-called white man, we're going to rule over our oppressors. You know? See, this person, He asking for Jesus for his he asking Jesus for his birth, for his to be accepted to for his birthright back, but he's gonna be rejected. You know what I'm saying? Revelations 1:7, it says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds." This is talking about so-called Jesus, Hamashiach Yahushua. "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him." See, that's reincarnation. Y'all spirits are back. The Rothschilds, those spirits, those are the people who gave Hamashiach Yahushua up to be crucified, man. See, those spirits are back today. I'm gonna read that again. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him." Everybody's gonna see a so-called black man coming through the sky. "And they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen." See, all these, they're gonna be crying. The mighty men. I'm gonna close out with this. Revelations 2:26. It says, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations." See, we overcome that hour of temptation. You know what I mean? Jacob's trouble. Even if we do pass during Jacob's trouble, we still keeping the works, because the works follows you, as it says in the scriptures. It says, "To him will I give power over the nations." Verse 27, "And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father." See, that was Yahweh Shai. See, even